Welcome friends and family to the memorial of Ethel May. Ethel May was a true friend to all of us, and we are deeply saddened by her passing. Today we have a group of speakers from the community who wanted to come up and share some of their favorite memories and moments with Miss May herself. Please welcome the first speaker, Justin Cook.
Thank you, Marcella. Friends, family, neighbors, community, thank you all for being here today. We have come together to celebrate the rich, long life of dear Ethel May, and sadly, to mourn her passing. Ethel touched a great many lives, with her love far-reaching beyond just those of you who are present here today. Having left us after 93 magnificent years, right here in that same little house at the end of this street, Ethel will forever be a cherished part of our community and our lives. Ethel, however, did not take her leave of this world without leaving her mark first. Not only will we remember her kindness, remember her effortless support of our everyday endeavors, and remember her culinary skills at our community potlucks, but we will remember Ethel by her children, her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and so forth, many of whom have come today to see her. Not only is Ethel survived by each and every single one of these relatives, no, she is also survived by the memories that every individual carries within their hearts of her. There's a belief held by many that someone is never truly gone as long as a living person remembers them. If that is true, then Ethel has far more than 93 years here with us. If that is true, then she may yet live on eternally within our small community. If that is true, then Ethel will never truly be gone, so long as we take the love and warmth that she gave to each and every one of us and extend it to each and every generation hereafter. We may mourn her passing today, but what Ethel was to us will continue to live on. Do not despair for long, my neighbors. Mourn our loss, yes, but do not despair for long. Ethel loved nothing more than to see each and every one of us, each and every one of you, happy, smiling, alive. Life and the joy that life can bring filled her and flowed through her every thought, word, and action out into this world. We must take that lesson of the joys of life and go forward with it. As I said, Ethel is never truly going to leave us, and so we must not fall into despair. She lived one of the longest, healthiest, happiest lives that many of us will ever be witness to, and that is not a cause for despair, but rather a cause for her celebration and happy remembrance. Our lives will continue on after this day, and as Ethel taught us, we must keep living them, keep smiling, keep finding joy in each and every minuscule moment of every day. That is what Ethel May would have wanted for us to take away from her passing here today. I have the utmost confidence that this woman passed peacefully in the night with the same invigorating smile on her face, which we were witness to each and every time that we passed by her little house. Let us mourn today, but leave here knowing that we must make sure to remember her happily, fondly, contently, for she lived an incredible life, and so can each of us if we carry her with us in our hearts. Let us leave here not continuing to mourn, but rather celebrating this incredible life. Ethel May is dead, that is true. But her memory and the love she showered this community with will never die. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin, for sharing your heart with us. As he said, she was a very big part of our community that we will cherish forever. Now I want to introduce to you another speaker who was very close to Ethel's heart, and that is Rachel Bauer. Miss May and Rachel shared memories, very close memories, and I hope through her speech you will see the impact and the legacy that Ethel left behind. Everybody, Rachel.
Thank you all for being here today. Hello, my name is Rachel. I'd rather not be standing here with you today. I'd much rather be standing with Ethel, playing puzzles. Because as most of you know, puzzles were a favorite hobby of Ethel May's. I have a particular and special memory of dear Ethel turning puzzles into a life lesson. When I was a teenager going through the rough stuff, Ethel could sense my suffering. She knew how to cheer me up. She'd ask me, "Do you know what led me to my interest in puzzles?" I shook my head. "Suffering," she replied. She went on to explain how puzzles and games went on to help her through her personal suffering when she lost her sister to cancer. She learned to build something from the hurt. I remember her saying, while you're suffering, learn something about yourself. I address us all today as Ethel did to me that day. Learn this. How do you handle your suffering? Give us the grace to handle this suffering with good memories, friends nearby, and healing hearts. Growing up next door to Ethel May meant cookies for snacks and cards on your birthday. There was not a single person she didn't make feel special and treat them holistically as an individual. Game days were regular events. The whole block would join in the fun. I remember the adults playing poker and Scrabble, and a carnival of tabletop games occupied us kids. There was never a dull moment. During the spring months, we would get our hands dirty on learning how to grow a garden. She would give us a handful of seeds from her garden to practice. She loved to watch those plants grow. I think that's what led her to be such a great teacher. She understood what it took to make something grow. Many of us have reaped the benefits that come from knowing Ethel May. Her wisdom and guidance helped shape us. She was a fantastic example to the community during her years as a teacher. She promoted education, and many of you might remember her Growth for Knowledge campaign. Her light to the world has not faded, only multiplied in each one of us. As we head off today in our separate directions, let the spark in you shine to the world. That's what I have today. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel, for sharing your personal memories between you and Miss May. It's clear that she left an imprint in all of our lives. The next person I want to introduce is Angelina Botello. Angelina is going to give her tribute speech for the beloved Ethel May.
Thank you for coming. I'm Angelina Motillo. Ethel was a phenomenal wife, mother, friend, and partner. She spent time with everyone she ever interacted with, getting to know them on a deeply intimate and personal level. Her favorite pastimes included gardening, knitting, and playing chess. When I first met Ethel, I figured she might be a petite, small homemaker. I couldn't have been more wrong. She never pressured me, but during the course of our friendship, I eventually took up activities including chess sessions, as apparently Ethel had quite the ability in this capacity. Despite her death, Ethel remained an inspiration to those she interacted with on a daily basis. The thing I loved most about Ethel was her smile. Each time that I went to see her, something that never faded from Ethel was that grin of hers. I developed a new way to play chess that allowed Ethel to continue to win each and every time. That is one of the things that I love most about Ethel, was her capacity to love and simply go with the flow. While many people had a hard time with Ethel's changes, Ethel seemed to care that all of life is a journey, and even there, in the hereafter, she expected that she would be visiting strange new worlds and new places, and simply looking down on us in fairway places. If that is true, Ethel, then I salute you and hope you are having fun as you look down on us from your invisible new world. Thank you for always keeping us on our toes and making life an interesting and exciting place where anything was possible.
Thank you, Angelina, for sharing the love and kind heart of our good friend, Ethel. As our service comes to a close, I'm sure we can all talk about how much of an amazing person Ethel May was. As everyone has already stated, she was a beautiful wife, mother, neighbor, and friend. I know that the legacy she left with us will continue to prosper throughout each and every one of us. If you knew Miss May, you knew that she would always say, "Don't let yesterday take up too much of today." What does that mean? What was she trying to teach us? What I believe is she meant that we shouldn't continue to live our lives in the past. Past mistakes, past heartbreaks, past hurts, past offenses, but move on and create your own life. Each day is a new opportunity to start with a blank page. She always believed that every single person had a voice and a story to tell. She was a woman who lived out a glorious life. Was she perfect? No. Did she have it all together all the time? No. But every time she woke up and she opened her eyes in the morning, she had a reason to fight again. So that's what I want to leave with you today. Even though situations in your life, in your everyday life, might get you down from time to time, never forget that you have a purpose and a story to tell. And that sometimes the things we go through maybe aren't for us, but to show the people around us that hope is real. Ethel May is a person I aspire to be like every single day. She was a kind soul. She will forever be missed. I will miss, like they said, her glorious cookouts with the community, her smiling faces, and her just calling you to see if everything was all right. She was the type of person to where if you went out of town, you wouldn't have to worry about your house. You wouldn't have to worry about what was being left behind because she had your back. And that is something, again, that I aspire to be like every day. A good friend, a good wife, a good sister, a good mother, someone who you can lean on and you can trust. Fly high, our good friend. We will miss you and continue your legacy throughout our lives. May you rest in the most amazing peace